Right, in this section, I'm going to explain about VLAN trunking. What is this VLAN trunking and why we need this? So before that, what we learn about the VLAN. So I will draw some diagrams here to explain the things. So let's say we have physical switch that has 8 port. In here I am drawing only 6. And I have another physical switch, let's say, that has again 6 port, right? So this is switch within the flow number 2, this switch within flow number 1. So these are the two switches within two different flow. So let's say then we have already created VLAN 10 by using the range 1 to 10 port number, that is VLAN 10. Same thing we did for the flow number 2 switch port number 1 to 10, that is related to the VLAN 10. So then let's say port number 11 to 20 we assign for the VLAN 20. 11 to 20 we assign for the VLAN 20, right? So what we learn is VLAN is layer 2 partition, right? VLAN is layer 2 partition. So this switch, this physical switch, work as two broadcast domain now. So let's say there's a PC that connected with the VLAN 10. This is VLAN 10 PC. Let's say this is PC 1, right? PC 1. Then another VLAN 10 PC connected with the flow number 1 switch, that is PC 2. Let's say that IP is 1.10. This is, let's say, 1.15. So now these two PCs need to communicate each other. The thing is, these are the two different flow within my company. This is flow number 2, this is flow number 1. So to enable this communication, what I need to do, I need to interconnect VLAN 10 interface with the VLAN 10 interface, because this act as separate switch. Then only this PC 2 can communicate with the PC 1, or PC 1 can communicate with the PC 2. For that we need to have connectivity in between VLAN 10 ports. At the same time we need to interconnect VLAN 20 with the VLAN 20, VLAN 20 with the VLAN 20. Then let's say in here there is a PC, let's say PC 3, that with the 20.10 IP. Now that can communicate with the PC 4, let's say that is 20.15 IP. So now what happened, any traffic that generated with the VLAN 20 related port, so that can travel to the next flow or next switch using the VLAN 20 interface, right? VLAN 20 tunnel, then for the VLAN 10 there is separate tunnel. This will work, right? So with this way we can interconnect VLAN 10 with the 10, 20 with the 20 within two different flow. But the problem is, let's say in my company within the first flow I have 50 VLANs, 50 number of different VLANs. Same thing happen in here. So this is not small number. So with the concept, with this concept, we need to connect VLAN 10 port with the VLAN 10, VLAN 20 with the VLAN 20. So each and every connection we need to use separate cable. This is cable, right? So we need to have switch interface. That's a problem. So within the company, when you work with the real environment, the VLAN number can be higher than the 50, right? So we need solution for that. We cannot use single cable for each and every VLAN. That is not possible with the real network. So what we are going to do, right? We have solution for that. That solution is, we can connect switch number 1 with the switch number 2. That means flow number 1 switch with the switch within the flow number 2 with a single cable. That can be any port. Let's say that is gigs 0/1 with the gigs 0/1, and we need to convert that into the trunk port. So in that time, this trunk port allow us to send all the VLAN traffic related to, in this example, let's say we have VLAN 10 and the 20. This trunk port, this trunk link allow us to send traffic related to the VLAN 10 and 20 to the switch number 2 within the flow number 2 using the same tunnel, right? Same cable. That means with the trunk link we can send different VLAN data, not single. So the idea is, let's say if you are having a switch, let's say when you are configuring this port, you know this port can connect with the PC. Also this port can connect with the another switch or the router, that can connect with the router also. So the thing is, in that case, this port we can configure with two different ways, with the access or the trunk. So when we are connecting end devices like PCs, laptop, right? So we need to configure that port as the access. Can you remember when we are creating VLAN, the first command interface range, we define interface range fast Ethernet 0/1 to 10. Then the second command is switch port mode access. After that we say switch port access VLAN 10, like that. So we configure all the ports into the access, right? So when you configure port as the access, the thing is that related to only one VLAN. That access port related to only one VLAN, right? But when we configure that with the trunk mode, that allow all VLAN traffic, that mean when we are connecting two switches, right, we need to configure this port as the trunk. When we are connecting with the router, we need to configure this port as the interface as the trunk. That's a consideration. So the difference between access and the trunk, access port assigned to specific VLAN, right? Single port can assign with only one VLAN, that should be access. But when we configure port as the trunk, the capability is that allow us to send VLAN 10 traffic within the cable. Not only that, allow us to send VLAN 20 traffic, VLAN 20 and VLAN 10. All the traffic can go to the next switch with the trunk link. That's the advantage of the